Hey guys, welcome back. Dan here from Dan's Try 5 Garage. So the big news, we hit 1,000 subs finally. So you know what that means? That means we're finally going to give away a $100 gift card. So I think what the best way to do that is we're going to give you guys everybody a week. So rules are you got to subscribe to the channel. And on this video, if you want to be entered, just leave your name in the comments or say I want to be entered or whatnot. And what we'll do is a week from tonight, we'll go through and we'll gather up all the names, everybody that wants to be included, and we will do a live YouTube video either Monday night or Tuesday night, just depending on, because there's going to be a lot of names. We got to get them all put in. We'll use a online random name generator, and what it does, it randomly just picks somebody. So it's fair, it's live, everybody can see. There's no preferences or no favorites being played or anything like that. So I'm pretty excited about that, you guys. I really appreciate that because we got to 1,000 way quicker than I thought we ever would. And to be honest with you, I wasn't sure if I'd ever hit 1,000 because some channels don't, but I'm really appreciative of you guys for everybody subscribing and liking and all the comments, and it's been awesome. So, but anyway, I just thought I'd give you guys an update on what I've been doing. It's not been a whole lot, unfortunately. So, I did get the steering gear in for the window delivery. So I got to get that gear off. We're going to get that swapped over. I did order the exhaust for this, so I've been kind of waiting on that. That's kind of been the big thing lately, is just kind of waiting on parts to get here. So I got a bolt-on exhaust kit from Chevy Classic Restoration. They make good stuff. I've got that on my four-door sedan. The hardtop over there, that's got a Chevy exhaust on it. I really like their stuff. So hopefully this shouldn't be any different. And then I thought it'd be nice to be able to hear the thing run with exhaust on it. So, okay, the other thing now is I'm going to turn around. I'm going to show you what we got on the workbench, because I'm going to show you what my plans are for the next big project I'm going to go through with you guys. All right, so I know to a lot of you guys, that probably just looks like a regular old dual 4-barrel intake manifold. But what this actually is a original 57 to 61 Corvette or passenger car factory dual quad intake. So obviously you guys know that I've always been a big fan of multi-carb setups, just because who doesn't think they're cool, right? They look cool. Not always fun to get tuned, but they're pretty neat. So I've always liked the looks of the factory dual quad setup, and I've been kind of looking around, and I finally got this intake. And I think what I'm going to do this winter is, for a good winter project, I have a 283 original 57 283 down in the garage that I think we're going to tear down. We're going to get it all rebuilt, maybe build it over the winter, and I think that's what I want to stick in my 57 convertible, because I plan on starting to work on that this spring. See, this is how I am. I'm in the middle of working on one, and I'm already thinking about the other one, or other ones. car OCD. So anyways, I just wanted to give you guys a little update on this. Originally, I had planned on just building or getting a set of clone carburetors. So what that is, if you aren't familiar, is clone carburetors are Carter carburetors that usually people make a pair out of two rear carburetors, usually, because the rear carb has the choke on it. They usually take that off and plug the holes and take the choke plate out and all that kind of stuff. And that's what I was going to do, because it's a lot cheaper. Well, anyway, I actually have a set on the way of numbers matching, all redone, actual 57 Chevy, or 57 to 61 carbs. So they're actually numbers matching correct for a 57 Chevy, and they look super nice. So now what my conundrum is, so what I had originally planned on doing with this car is I wanted to put, dual quads or something like that on it. I've never been a real big fan of the cast iron power glides, so I was thinking what I was going to do was get an adapter plate and put either like a 4L60 or a Turbo 400 or something like that in it, because I've got a couple of those around here. But now I'm not sure. So if I want to go fully stock, because I never really thought I would build one that way, but I do like how they look with the factory power steering, the treadle vac, all that kind of stuff, because that car was originally a power brake car. I haven't looked, honestly. It might have been a power steering car. I can't remember if I saw a frame bracket on the side of the frame or anything for the hoses. But I haven't quite decided how I want to do this, because the engine I have down in the bottom shop is a factory 57 4-barrel, and it does have the power pack heads on it. I'll show you guys that. We'll go down there in a little bit here. Because Fuelies and 4-barrel or dual 4 cars did have different heads. So my plan is I'm not really probably going to put those original heads. I mean, I'll use the original heads that are on it, but I probably won't go out and find the heads that, you know, are for a Fuelie or a 2x4 engine, just because they're really expensive. So I think let's go down there, and I think what we'll do is I think we're going to pull the heads in the intake off so we can actually look down the cylinder, see how it looks. I don't think it's froze up, but we'll check that out. But one other thing, I want to show you some stuff on these intakes. So the dual 4s for a 57 Chevy, they actually used the Carter WCFB, which means Rock Cast Float Bowl, and that was one of these carbs right here. Now this is the one I got out of that last bundle of parts I bought. This is actually correct for a 56. See, it's got the choke. You know, a 2x4 will have the rear carburetor, like I said, has the choke in the back. The other one doesn't have this at all. All of this is smoothed off. This is gone. And I'll show you why they only use the Carter carburetors. Alright, so there's that Carter carb sitting on here. Let's actually have it on backwards. Alright, so it would sit just like that. And then obviously your other carb sits up front, doesn't have the choke. And these carbs are fairly compact and fairly small. Like I say now, they did use also Rochester carbs, and I have a couple of those here. And I'll show you what happens with these. So let's take this Carter off. Grab one of these. See that they have the correct pattern. If we grab the second one, you'll see they are a much bigger carburetor. So you can see how much spacing difference is before they hit. So that's why Chevrolet never used a dual quad setup with the Rochester carbs. I think some of the bigger cars, like the Cadillacs and stuff like that, where the engine was physically bigger and the intake could be bigger, they did actually use the dual Rochesters. But in Chevrolet, they only use the Weber, or the Carter, sorry. So right there. So now one of the big spendy, big ticket items I have to buy is the Batwing air cleaner, because that's really the part that always made me want to have a set of true factory original duals on either a 56 or a 57, is because I love how that Batwing air cleaner looks. So we're gonna get there. All right, so this motor behind me, this is an original 57 283. Now, the way you're going to be able to tell right off the bat if you have an original Tri-5 engine, if you've got one in yours and you're kind of curious, is Tri-5s, all Tri-5s, did not have any side mount pads. Later blocks, this is where your engine mount goes. And this is what most people convert their cars to, including me. Like say the window delivery up top, my 55, they all have brackets that convert so you can put side mounts in, because they were a lot sturdier, I guess, say, system. Because otherwise you would use these front brackets here and a pair of ears on the back for the transmission that most people cut off, including myself. But on this style, like I said, to use these engines, you have to use the original mounts, because if you cut them off, there's no way to mount this engine in your Tri-5. And the other way to tell what your engine originally was, hopefully you can see this. I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera, but like that's the pad right in front of the passenger side head, and it says FC, which comes back as an original 4-barrel car with a power glide. So you can see that's the original 4-barrel intake. And the other thing on the heads And I was kind of actually excited to see these, but these heads are actually power pack heads. Now, like I said, the fuel injection cars and the dual quad cars actually wouldn't use these heads. And the quick and easy way to tell is if you see this pad right here, that rectangle, and it's got a triangle on top, that's how you know you have a power pack head. Standard original heads that, you know, they mostly came on the 2-barrel cars and stuff like that, it's just going to be a rectangle. It won't have this little triangle. On a fuel injection and 4-barrel car, or a dual 4-barrel car, you'll have a square rectangle, but you'll have like a line, a straight up and down line that goes through that instead of the triangle. Now those heads get really expensive, to the tune of a couple grand for heads that need to be gone through usually. And if they're really nice, they're probably up to $3 grand if they've been redone or anything like that with hardened seats and all that. But for this car, see, that's where my conundrum comes in. I've gone this far. I am going to have beautiful dual carburetors that are numbers matching, all redone, look like they just come out of the GM boxes. It'll be on a 283, but I'll probably end up using these heads, which is going to be incorrect. And you'll be able to look at the block and see that it's an incorrect block also, because a fuel injected or 4-barrel car, or fuel injected or dual 4 car has their own stampings on the pad. That's how you know what induction system, which transmission, all that kind of stuff was on them. So yeah, I haven't decided really what I'm going to do yet. It's one of those deals where I just love how the engines look, but I also love the modern conveniences of like factory power steering, you know, or aftermarket power steering, aftermarket power brakes, stuff like that. So I kind of pick and choose a little bit, and a lot of times people tell me you got to pick one way or another, but I guess I'm just going to make it how I want it. So really what I'm thinking about on this car now is I really want to build this engine with the dual quads with a 4-speed, because that I could use the side mounts on the transmission, I could use the front mounts for the engine, and hang the 4-speed off the back. Just kind of like they did for hot rodding in the 60s, late 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever. You know, before they started doing that kind of stuff. I kind of want to make it like a period correct car. So, but anyway, let's pull this intake and these heads off and we'll check it out. Alright, let's see if we can't get this intake off here. I'd use my impact, but they will not fit in here. So some of these are really loose, it seems like, so this thing's probably been off before. Some of these I'm going to have to use a different socket. Yeah, see, that bolt's already missing. Alright, so got all the bolts out. These are already loose. See if we can't get this intake popped off here. Chances are it's going to be stuck pretty good. It wasn't too bad. See. Doesn't look too grimy in there. Now for the heads. Alright, I moved the camera over. I have all the bolts out. Now let's see if we can't pop this head off without dropping it on my foot. And we'll see what the cylinders look like in this thing. I don't know if I have high hopes or not. It's loose already. Okay, well, take this off the stand, we'll check it out. Okay, so that side definitely has some crud in it. It doesn't look like I just wiped the cylinder down a little bit with a rag. It doesn't look horrible. There really isn't much of a ring ridge actually. But about the only thing we can do is we'll pull the other head off. And then we'll pull the crank and pistons out, and we'll take it to the machine shop and see what they have to say. Alright, and there's what we have inside head number 2, the passenger side. So here's definitely some dirt and stuff. So this motor has been sitting a long time. So that cylinder does have some surface rust. And so does that one. So, like I say, the only thing I can really do is I'll see if I can't get it all apart. And like I said, I had planned on, boring the cylinders out anyhow, so I'll get it all apart, we'll take it to the machine shop, and they'll check the block and see if we can do anything with it. So hopefully we can. That'll keep me from having to find another 57 block. But like I said, the 57 283s are out there all over the place. I'm not going to be really that concerned with the stamping is on the pad to make sure it's the correct block for that dual quad setup. So one way or another we'll get one built. But that one just happens to be in the garage right now. Grimy old 283. It's hard to think at one time it was brand new in a brand new 57 Chevy. Alright guys, so that's going to take care of it for tonight. Just to get back to the giveaway. So I think what we'll do is, tonight it's Monday night. What I think we'll do is we will go till 7 o'clock next Monday. Which is, what date is that? Should be the 17th, I believe. Yes, so next Monday, October 17th at 7 o'clock Central Time. I'll give everybody that amount of time to get your name in down in the comments. Let me know you want to be involved in the giveaway. And then I think what we'll do, so we have time to get everybody rounded up, everybody's names, we'll do it, we'll go live Tuesday night. if we can figure that out. We'll do it then. So yeah, everybody, I really appreciate it. You know, I was getting to 1,000. That was a big thing for me. So I just was kind of a goal to see if I could make the channel work, and apparently it seems to be working pretty good. So hopefully I can bring you guys a lot more cool content. I'm gonna get some more parts out. I have to round up some more so I can do some more parts identification for you guys. In fact, there was one I wanted to do tonight, but I can't remember where I stashed the parts, so we'll find them. So, all right, guys, I appreciate it. Like and subscribe. We're on our way good now. So we'll have a good night, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.